Hello everyone, I am Dr. K, your instructor. We are going to do some Python coding to understand the OOP concepts we talked about before. After this presentation, you should be able to examine the concepts of OOP with Python. Now, we are going to look at inheritance. Suppose the students in Water High have different school teams and we want the system to record that. We can add an instance attribute team to the student class. Now let's create an object of the student class to record Mr. John Chan as a maths school team member. Like so, we create another object to record Mr. Peter Tam as a sports school team member. We can ask John to introduce what team he belongs to by calling the instance method say. What if we need to manage different school teams? Currently, we have to pass a string for each student to say which team they are in. This is repetitive and inconvenient, and prone to error if passing the wrong string. We can use OOP's inheritance to simplify the codes. Let's remove the team attribute first. We create two child classes under the student class to represent the maths team and sports team. We put the parent class, student, inside brackets. The keyword pass is for empty code to stop Python from complaining. Now we can create an object from the child class, maths team, where Mr. John Chan is a member. Like so for Mr. Peter Tam. He belongs to the sports team. Instances of child classes inherit all its parents' attributes and methods. In here, full name is an instance attribute of the parent class student. Remember we have empty code in the child class maths team, we can still print John's full name. Likewise for Peter. Child classes also inherit class attributes of their parents. So here, John and Peter are studying at Water High. We can use the built-in function, type, to check which class an object belongs to. You can see John belongs to the child class maths team. Peter belongs to the child class sports team. You can also use another built-in function, isInstance, to check if an object is an instance of a class. We can check if John is an instance of the student class and it is true. But the student class is only John's parent class. In fact, all objects created from a child class are instances of the parent class. So as expected, Peter also belonged to its parent class student. We can double check if John really belongs to the maths team and Peter belongs to the sports team using the isInstance function again here. We can ask John to introduce himself by calling his parent class's instance method. For Peter, we can also do the same. But, we are still passing a string to John and Peter to introduce themselves. What if we give them the wrong string? We can override a method defined in the parent class if we define a method with the same name in the child class. We delete the keyword, pass, and put our method here. We just copy the say method from the parent class, student, and paste it here in the child class, maths team. But we want this child class, maths team, to say something belongs to this child class only. So we can put a default argument, I am in the maths team, here. We can run the program. John is in the maths school team. Let's create an object, John, using the child class, maths team. Now we call the method without any argument. And John says he is in the maths team. But you can still pass an argument for John to say. In OOP, any changes to the parent class will propagate to their child classes, unless a child class override the attribute or change its method. Let's say in the student parent class, we want to change says to yells to let the person speaks loudly. We run the program, and we create an object, Peter, using the child class sports team. When we call the method say, Peter does not say but yell because we have changed the method from says to yells in the parent class student, and it has propagated to the child class sports team. Let's create an object, John, using the child class maths team. John calls the say method and it still says instead of yells, even we have changed the method in its parent class. As we said before, the child class here has overridden the say method in its parent class. It follows the overridden method. You can access the parent class from inside a method of a child class using the super function. Let's create an object, John, using the child class maths team. When we call the say, it calls its parents say method with the argument I am in the maths team. I hope you have enjoyed this lesson. Thanks, and see you next time.